What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. It's Monday night. It's Nerds in Suits Live. And yes, I am chewing gum while on air. I know it was the question y'all had because you saw it in my mouth and you thought, no broadcaster would chew gum on air. Who does that? Well, tell you what, guys, tonight I'm doing it. I had some ahi, like poke earlier today, some green onions on it. And that shit just, my breath, it kills me. So you know what? Had to eat some gum, but now it's bothering me, so I'll probably spit it out in just a second. Good to see everybody. It was a hell of a week. A lot of crazy stuff happened. Some ups, some downs, mostly ups. Just that's mostly what happened. A lot to talk about. Plenty of things to talk about. First one we have here, super chat from my guy, Ryan Ramberg, who is newly married. Big round of applause for Ryan and Dallas. On Saturday, the 10th, they tied the knot. I saw pictures on Facebook. I was so happy for you guys. It was so wonderful to see that happening. You both looked really happy, and a big thank you to the two of you. Heard the concert was sold out. I'll bet it was awesome. Congrats, Ben, says Ryan. Ryan, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. The concert was incredible. We're definitely going to talk about it tonight. Yep, there goes the gum, guys. That was it. I couldn't do two things. I couldn't multitask. So yes, it was a wonderful week. All kinds of highs. We'll get the lows a little later in the show, but it was just a big one, you know. It was just a huge one. It was a year of working on this. The song comes out this last Monday. We had this big stream on Monday. It was so much fun. You guys were so positive. That was really incredible. And then the whole week was just day after day of just really exciting, positive support. A lot of messages, tweets, you know. One guy reached out to me, a music producer in Sweden reached out to me and was like, hey, can I do a dance remix of your song? I really love it. And so he's working on that, which is really cool. We'll see what happens there. One of the old cast members of one of the shows that I used to cover on AfterBuzz TV, he reached out to me and he was a big fan of the song and he bought a ticket to the show and was so excited about that, which is really cool. So, you know, we've been kind of going back and forth. Sounds like we're going to catch up. Just a lot of really positive stuff that made me feel really encouraged in what I was doing. And oh no, Cam says the Cinerama Dome, ArcLight, and Pacific Theaters have shuttered permanently. That's terrible. Does that mean all the ArcLights are not opening, Cam? That would be terrible. I love ArcLight. Oh man, that was like what a big part of Los Angeles and like movies for me. That would break my heart. Yes, it has been an amazing week on the whole. The show on Saturday, which we'll talk about a bit, was incredible. Trying to find time for everything this week was tough, and not only time but also like bandwidth. You know, just trying to find it because I was totally consumed by the release of this song and the preparation of this show, rehearsals, and trying to get all the songs ready and everything. So that was a lot. That was a lot to put on my plate to try to keep up with. But now it's been a week and I feel like things have settled down. A lot of people listened to Sorry for Tonight, watched the video on here, commented. That was really cool. And now trying to sort of refocus some of that energy to the next step, which is, you know, what I need to figure out as far as like the next song, the album, the tour, merch, pressing the record. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's going to go into this next chapter of music. And then, of course, there's the fact that maybe I'll have a back surgery coming up here soon. We'll have to see, which I'll kind of fill you guys in on that in just a minute. But a lot of shit happening that I'm trying to kind of wrap my head around and keep up with. And then in the midst of it all, obviously, you know, you've got you've got the Movie Trivia Schmodown, which I'm a part of in a major way and still preparing for that. You've obviously got all the action industry stuff that I do, and that's incredibly time consuming in all the best possible ways. Plus the toy company that I am an enormous part of. So there's a lot trying to keep up with everything. And several of you either reached out to me today or are used to hearing from me on Mondays. And last week and this week were 2 weeks that I just had a hard time sitting down and making the not appropriate time, but the time that I like to spend and actually trying to thoughtfully address every single one of you that I do go back and forth with. And we haven't done the goal setting in a minute. So nowadays it's more just kind of checking in, but even so, I try to send something that's a little bit more specific. I don't like to just send out like a mass email to everybody. It's like, how are you doing? So if you guys were expecting that from me today, which is often when I send them out, don't worry. I still absolutely will be getting those out by next week. It's just I needed a little bit of. I've been trying to fit everything in, and it's been a bit. It's been a bit of a bear, so to speak. So a couple things I wanted to shout out. Starting with last week's show on Monday, we had a bunch of new patrons sign up for the Nerds and Suits Patreon. We had a bunch of upgrades and also patrons. So beginning with last week's show, we mentioned it on air, but we had Nikki who jumped up to the diamond level. So maybe I'll actually be getting a chance to play against Nikki in one of our one-on-one 5-rounders, which is exciting. JJ Monahan back up to our double diamond tier. We have brand new patrons. Christy McGee joins us in the gold level. We had Jack Mayer, who jumped up from double diamond to infinity. Andrew Hayes jumped up to double diamond. JD Domash upgraded to double diamond. We have Brandy back at platinum. We have Nicole Cadwallader in here at gold. Nicolo Sirio at gold. Griselda Isel Giger, I hope I got that right, at gold. And then Tanya Tagamuffin at gold. Dennis Wojtas at platinum, which was, I think, today. And then finally, Alex Quatermass back up from gold to diamond. So just a ton of activity of upgrades and signups and interaction on the Patreon over the course of the last week, which is awesome and really nice. And it's a wonderful community that a lot of you guys, just a lot of you guys have kind of gotten to know each other, interact with each other. And it struck me as something very specific earlier today. Yes, welcome new nerds. I agree with that one, Bettenhausen. Also, by the way, Dan, because you sent me a message the night of the show, just congratulating. There was a number of messages on Facebook and on Patreon. I was trying to get back to everybody, and I got completely overwhelmed over the course of 24 hours, and then my back went out. So, if I didn't respond, if somebody said something nice, I promise you, it was not because I didn't want to. I just hit my bandwidth at a certain point, just kind of like fizzled, and I had to take a day to try to reset. So, but it was Kelly earlier today who I got a message from, and Kelly was describing that she showed the song to one of her friends, and her friend was like, who is this? And she was like, this is a friend of mine. And then she was trying to explain everything with the Patreon and all. And it's interesting because her friend was like, so you became a supporter of somebody on the internet to make an album. And when we look back at this, guys, to the start of this, to the actual start of this, to Nerds and Suits beginning when I started it in March or April of last year. And then in June, when I actually announced on my birthday 10 months ago that I was going to do this album, right? That's what I told you guys. I hadn't planned a tour. Like when I announced it in June, it was on the back of this other stuff that I was doing, the interview show, and I was doing, Song from the Scene. And that's where I was putting my energy. And I announced this and I told you guys that to do this, I would need your support. And so a lot of you jumped on board. A lot of you jumped on and supported what I was doing and became patrons, so that I would have money to pay David, so that I would be able to actually, do this thing. You guys got me the most incredible guitar in the entire world over here. It's obscured by this mic arm. Let's just show it off for a second. Yeah, that's right. That's the one. And you guys were so wonderful in doing all of that to get me to this point. But playing this show on Saturday and releasing the song this last Monday, it was like a real, the way Kelly said it, reminder that I had this idea to do this thing, but I put it out there, and then you guys decided we're going to make this happen for you. We're going to take your idea that you have, and we're going to make sure it happens. And you guys did. You showed up to the Studio Diaries. You guys came to the Monday streams every week. You guys, when I asked for comments on a video, you guys commented. When I talked about patronage, when I talked about ways I was going to engage with you guys jumped on board. You guys set goals with me. You made Nerds and Suits feel like an actual real thing. And now we have to ask ourselves the difficult question, which is hilarious, of if the music continues to grow, is the Nerds and Suits brand in the end going to actually be something that I have to change? Because I do not want the world to be like, the new song, Sorry for Tonight by Nerds and Suits. Like, I don't want that to be my artist name. It feels like the wrong name for an artist. It's a good YouTube channel name. But for what I'm trying to do, I'm wondering what to do with that. So suggestions in the chat, welcome. But at the end of the day, it was you guys that jumped on board and supported everything that I was doing from the beginning. And that's how this all happened. That's how Saturday's show happened. That's how the album is being produced. That's why this song exists. It's why I was able to produce it and even have people to get excited to play it for. So it was really connecting with me as I thought about it on Saturday. on Saturday, and then afterwards, just sort of how this all started, where it is now, and where it's going next. Because the response was really overwhelming. Not because it was like so many plays or anything. It was more like it was overwhelming because I don't think I've done something in a long time that I owned that I had this much like glow back from the world. The like you guys were really reflecting this sunlight, whatever we want to call it, back at me and really making me feel like I was doing something good and cool and exciting, and that energizes me. So yeah, I guess there's a lot of stuff that is now going to have to happen as I continue to move forward. There is a tour I have to plan. I've got to get that out there and make sure that I'm going to the right cities. There is an album I have to finish recording. I can share with you guys some of the stuff that I am thinking in terms of general timeframes. I can share with you guys some of the stuff that I'm thinking in terms of like in general cities. So we can kind of get into all of that, but I think the first thing for us to start with maybe is this show. I played a show on Saturday. I had to port my whole setup that was in here in this room, and I moved it all over into that room, and that's where the white brick wall was. And like Stage It, which is a pretty awesome website that I do the whole thing through. They have a sound guy named Adam who I got on the phone with, and we did a full sound check. I spent an hour on the phone with him. Like, this is not just like some automated thing. Like, this guy, Adam, who works for Stage It, was going through my settings, and he was like, "Oh, you're going with the wrong input. Unplug the left, turn up that one just a notch, or like leave that, okay." And so we did that for an hour, and then and that was how we got the sound to be particularly dialed in. And there was a few different moments in the show that I was really happy worked. Some of you guys hung out with me. We did like a hangout right after the show in Zoom, and so some of you guys kind of got those initial thoughts of what I was thinking. But yeah, I mean, there was a few things. I tried this thing with a looping station that I wasn't sure if it was going to work. I'd never done that live before. I tried that. It worked pretty well on Sorry for Tonight, which is really cool to see that, pulled off. I did this American Girl Free Fallin' medley to close the show. And that, again, the transition there was pretty cool. A lot of you guys have heard me play both of those songs, but I didn't tell any of you that I was going to be mixing them together. So hopefully that was hopefully that was cool for those of you that, have heard those songs. I debuted a few new ones. I debuted a few new ones. One song called Pieces of Us That Went Wrong that I really like. I had played you guys just a quick clip of the guitar last week on the show here. I put quite a bit of work into that song, and I had put quite a bit of work into that song, and so I was glad that it worked out, and that it was mostly there. There's some stuff I want to change still. That's generally the case when you play like a song live for the first time. But I know some people have been asking about the show and will it be available? And so the answer to the question is yes. The answer to the question is yes. And what I'm planning on doing with it is I'm planning on putting the show out there for all patrons. So the range of patrons that exist here on Nerds and Suits are the gold level, and then all the way up to the infinity level. So $5 up to $100 is the range on this particular Patreon, which you guys can find the link for in the description here. And I am going to post it. The plan was to post it later this week, just because it's only been 24 hours since the show. And I've been putting so much content out there every day. So I was thinking about putting it up a little later this week, but I guess because the other thing too is a lot of you guys in here watch the show already. So I was thinking maybe I would talk about it here and gauge the interest level and something like that. And I would kind of use it as an extra piece of content. But I guess if there's enough interest, in the show and maybe some new patrons or something, perhaps I just release it tonight. I have to go finish it and make sure that it's all done. I have 67 patrons right now on Nerds and Suits. If we get to 75 patrons, on the show tonight, I'll post it. That's what I'll do. If we get to 75 patrons on the show tonight, I will post it in the Patreon tonight. I'll make sure. In fact, it may even be done processing. I'll have to check. I could even potentially do it while I was on air here. But I guess if we get to 75 patrons, or because a lot of you guys are already patrons, probably don't want it. So why don't we make it either 75 patrons, or if we break $100 in donations, one or the other. And if we do one or the other, then I'll post it tonight. And if not, it'll just get posted later in the week. So a lot of you guys watched it anyway. But as far as the show itself goes, I was pretty happy with it overall. I thought there was some mistakes, as I saw you say here just a second ago. Lestrina, I only saw a couple of mistakes. Was more annoying is lack of tuning preparation. Yeah, the whole tuning thing, it's annoying. I play lights on the Hummingbird, which means that because I play pretty hard, because I play the guitar pretty hard, the fact that the strings are thinner and they're lighter, it just throws the guitar out of tune a bit more. Plus, this is a small thing, but because Don't You Look Back, which is what I opened with, I needed to be playing a half step down, and I wanted to open the show with the Hummingbird. I ended up playing the Hummingbird a half step down, and it was just like smaller strings that are not held as tight are going to get out of tune way fast. So it was annoying, that part of it. The tuning was definitely kind of annoying. But you can also have tuning pedals, but then my guitars are not all plugged in. So yeah, you can get these little tuners that literally just clip onto your guitar. I probably need to buy one of those. They're a little more efficient than the phone thing. But whatever. I mean, the tuning was just one small part of it. So that's what it was. Okay, there we go. So look at this. Daniel Medina just signed up at the gold level. So welcome to the Patreon, Daniel Medina. A big salute to you, my friend. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. I'm just going to make sure I didn't miss another one, but that's one on our way. Looks like Daniel Medina, and also Kaylee Vaughn has just actually upgraded. So we'll count that as two, because Kaylee's upgrade to the platinum level here is essentially the same as a new patron. So we can go with that one as well. The other thing too, Kaylee, I saw you sent me a message about everybody communicating and how we do it, and you were saying that like a lot of the time it's a Discord. I'm technically an idiot, so I don't use Discord. I mean, I have Discord and I'm aware of it. What's up, Daniel Medina? How you doing, man? Welcome. So I don't use Discord very often. I use it for specific purposes, but I'm never on Discord, so that's like a thing. We generally, for the generals chat, and also for the Nerds and Suits Diamond chat, those are Facebook chats, but I know not everybody's on Facebook. So maybe I need to invest a little bit of energy into getting Discord for Nerds and Suits set up. We have one for Action. I'm just not in it very often. But that would probably be the best way for everybody to, Brendan Little, I am technically an idiot. That is a thing that in my life that is true. But anyway, yeah, the show itself was definitely a lot of fun. It was something. Okay, so Kelly just donated $100 in Streamlabs. So big salute to you, my girl, Kelly. The show is yours, guys. If you want to still get us to our $75 and our 75 patrons, I'm still going to encourage it, because I do think that I guess that's the thing is, well, hey, there's that. I didn't even think about that. All the patrons that are already patrons get it, but it is only available to patrons. So actually it still stands. If you're in the chat and you want to listen to the show, it will be posted tonight 100%, but it will be posted for patrons only. So that is the deal. So anyway, yeah, Kelly is a rock star. I agree. You guys are all great though. So the show itself was really good. I was really happy with a lot of the stuff. I had a couple things that I was like bummed about, right? Like, it was funny. I got to Sorry for Tonight and I felt like I had so much energy, and I was so excited to play the song. When I listened back to the vocal, I felt like the vocal was not as tight as I wanted it to be. It wasn't bad or anything like that. It's just that you just know the way you're used to doing it when you're relaxed, and then the way you're used to doing it when you're like excited. You play it faster and all that stuff. So, so Sorry for Tonight, but the looping intro was cool. The medley at the end was pretty awesome. That new song was great. Like, there was definitely a lot of stuff in there that I was happy with, and I felt like the response from a lot of you to the originals was very, very strong. So it makes me very excited for what's next as far as releasing the album goes. Specifically, the next song I think that's going to be coming out, I believe, is Late Night Love Song. We are about a mix away from finishing it, and it's a quieter song, so it's a little bit less upbeat than Sorry for Tonight, but that one should be out in probably about 3 weeks. I'll probably put out a song in May, probably put out a song in June. And then right now, what we're looking at right now is probably July for the album. I had this goal to release it on my birthday 1 year from the announcement. And I was focusing on that and I was trying to figure out a way to meet the goal. And then I kind of realized that basically, rushing the process, because we're still not that close. I still have to get in one more like 4 or 5 day session with David. And pushing that plus mixing the other tracks, it would just put a little bit of undue stress. And then the other thing about it that's interesting is like releasing the album in June, if the tour doesn't start till August, almost doesn't make any sense. So I think we're going to probably look at this. We just got another look at this. We just got Lit Lover 07 just pledged $5. We just got another gold patron to join the Patreon. A big salute to you, Lit Lover. Thank you so much for joining. Guys, we're going to need to come up with something other than salute. We were doing the tie straighten for a while, but I don't think the tie straighten is going to be the move for us anymore because I don't ever wear ties. And then it feels like, yes, Lit Lover, thank you so much. You're awesome. I appreciate you joining. And we were doing that, but now we do salute. But that's an action thing. Like so many of you guys are Action Industries fans, and I want to do. I want something that feels. So maybe we workshop it together. And we come up with it because we could just try saying hello. Says Devil Horns PLD. I was thinking that's kind of rock and roll. You know what I mean? Something like that. The Bill and Ted guitar riff. Yeah, we come up with something dumb too. That'd be kind of fun. Kind of a fun inside joke for us all to have. That'd be good. But thank you so much, Lit Lover, for joining the Patreon. Like I said, the video will be going up in just a bit here, and I'll put it up. If you guys want, I can just I need to see if it's done processing, and if it is, then I can just make the post while we're on air here. That's probably the safest thing. I did say that I would release it immediately. And Kelly decided to throw down like a gangster. It's done. It is done processing officially. And there's 52 of you guys watching right now. If you guys do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button on the video, that would be awesome. Let's see here. Let's go open up the Patreon here. And we're going to make a post exclusive to Patreon. Exclusive video. Here we go. Boom. All right. Let's see. Album preview show. Put the date there. 4/10. Album preview show. Live now. Available now. Big thanks. You guys are enjoying me posting while we're on air. This is good content. Big thanks to Kelly W for making this happen. All right, patrons. The video is officially available to patrons only. All right. So finger guns with the wink, something like that. Yeah, something like a hair metal thing. That could be sweet. So the show itself was really fun. I feel like we all had a pretty good time. It went pretty well. There was no major technical difficulties, which was a big success. I was really happy about that. I had this dream of the way that I wanted to do the way that I want. Oh, actually, sorry. Before I get to that, we'll talk about the album release schedule first. So like Late Night Love Song is probably the next song. It's a little lower energy, and I think that'll probably be next month. Right now, it's looking like we're going to be July for the album. Will be probably sometime around the second or third week of July. I'm hoping to have the vinyl all pressed because the tour is going to start in August. It'll be right now. The plan is to do 2 shows per weekend for 4 weekends, possibly 5 if we get up to like the 10 dates, LA plus 9. I was thinking of adding Atlanta. Actually, I was kind of right. And I have to see where everybody is. There's no Midwest date right now based on the cities that I'm thinking of. So I need to figure out exactly, but as it stands currently, still my guess, to reiterate for those of you that know this, my current guess is Austin, Nashville, New York, Chicago, San Francisco, Seattle, Orlando, Atlanta, Los Angeles, and I'm forgetting one more that I had in mind. That's the 9 or 10 that I'm currently thinking. There's like some ideas of possibly like a Cleveland or something like that, because I know there's sort of that more like Midwest thing. And then there was also the pipe dream of end of the year doing London, which, it all depends entirely how many people. I mentioned this in the show, but there is actually there's reasonable evidence that the UK, I have a decent number of listeners in the UK. I don't know how committed those listeners are to coming to see a show necessarily, but that is a group that is definitely listening to the song. So it's possible. It's definitely possible. I'll tell you guys, the two places were Australia and the UK, those were the major international territories that there has been a ton of plays of the song. So as we get closer, I don't think I would do it as part of that same run, because those are all very tight shows, but maybe like October, I do like a UK date or something. Gardo says big fan of Late Night Love Song. Bettenhausen says it's his favorite as well. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. That's exciting. So we have a donation here from Patricia Metz. Big salute to you, Patricia. Nice to see you. Hey, Ben, just dropping in to say we know you will never be fully happy with your work. You're a perfectionist. Remember, some of the best times in life happen when you relax and enjoy the moment. Yeah, Patricia, I was pretty relaxed, actually. And if you do watch the video, or if you did watch the video, I felt that overall, actually, I was pretty at ease during that show, despite the fact that I didn't know if I was going to be able to stand up for the entirety of it. So that was a whole other distraction. But adrenaline's a wonderful thing. So yeah, I mean, I was, like you finish the show and you think about it right afterwards. But then the next day, when I went to start to kind of watch it back and listen back to the recording of the show, I was a lot happier with the parts of it that I felt like were sloppier. It's weird. Like when I screw up, I like screw up a chord change. In my mind, like that's a big bummer. But you guys, because I don't stop the song usually, I just play through it. It's like you guys don't hear it as clearly as I hear it. It's just that, when the artist releases a live album, they take usually live cuts from all different shows from all over a tour. And, those aren't the ones where they blow it on a chord change. So plus, if you play a lot, then, you don't make those mistakes anyway. It's my first show of the whole record. So a lot of people have asked me, of the songs I played in the show, which ones are going to be on the album. So as it stands right now, obviously, Sorry for Tonight, there's a song called Happiness that I played that I think I played third in the set, which I love playing. I love Happiness. It's one of my favorites. That's for sure on the album. Late Night Love Song is definitely on the album. Those three. I think there's a song called There's Still Time that is probably on the album. I felt that the performance of it was a little low energy at the show, and it actually made me think a little. It made me think a little bit if that song is should be on an EP, or if that's the kind of song that works better on like a 12 song release where you can put it later in the album and it fits as more of a journey kind of a thing, because it doesn't have as much power. And I think when you have such a limited group of songs, I'm not sure if you want to put one on that has such a sort of slow burn. I'm not totally sure. There's a new song called Pieces of Us That Went Wrong. And that one is the one that I played at the end of the show last time. And that one I really, really, really like. I have been a big fan of that. For those that don't remember, I can. Just for a second, but it's the one that was it's the one that was it goes, didn't know we were giving up, could have been something to fight for, when you're too young to know the love is something that you run from. That song, which I have started to really, really, really like that song. That chorus I especially enjoy singing. So we'll see. I have this idea that if I was to put the right production behind that song could actually feel pretty upbeat, because it's kind of a little faster. So we'll see. I spoke to David about it kind of at length today. We'll work on it. Jack says Happiness is his personal favorite. Yeah, I love playing Happiness. So that song is very much on my radar for what I'm doing next. But yeah, those are the ones, and then there'll be one cover, which it's funny. I don't want it to be Free Fallin', because John Mayer, I feel ruined that song for everyone. not in a bad way, in like a he did the best cover you could possibly imagine kind of way. But I also know that of all of the songs that I play a cover of, that's like so clearly the one that is like my song. It just feels like more than any other cover. There's a couple of others from the show, like Fallen Angel or like Hysteria that I really love doing, but they just don't feel as much like a song that is like, I don't know what it is about Free Falling. There's just something about that song that feels like it's the one. So I'll have to keep fighting with that and figure it out eventually. But so yeah, that was the show in a nutshell. I think on the whole, what's up, Greg? How you doing? I think on the whole, I was just really, really happy with the show. I felt like it was a great experience. I felt like it. I mean, I didn't talk about this on, I guess, a stream. I guess I've just been tweeting about it all week. If you guys follow me on social, you probably saw me you guys all saw me tweeting about this a ton. But Kate Mulligan bet me that I was going to sell the show out, and I owed her sidecar donuts, and we did. We sold it out a full day ahead. 100 tickets, which is a lot of tickets for people to actually pay money to see you play your own music. And like a lot of you guys, I know I could have been doing anything and you're like my ride or die. And you would have paid the ticket price if I asked you to hang out for an hour, because like, that's how good you are to me. I know that there's a number of you that would have, but a lot of people that were in the show aren't the people who are in the stream right now. A lot of you guys, a lot of the people who bought tickets are not just the people that I have gotten to know who, are in my corner so hard. They're people that were just there for the music and they just wanted to hear the songs live. And that was a crazy, crazy, crazy thing to realize, that there was people showing up to the show who didn't know any of my songs, who did not know a single song, but they showed up because they wanted to hear the one they had heard. They heard one song and that was the song they wanted to hear. And they were there for Sorry for Tonight. And that was a wild thing to think about. So I think there was a little bit of a feeling of like, if you guys watching it, when I like get to it and I like introduce the name of the song, I'm like a little sharp on the first note, because I just was like so excited to play this song. I'd always wanted to do that, to get to introduce a song people actually knew, and I'd never done it in my whole life. So that was wild. But yeah, overall, it was a lot of fun. I couldn't believe that I ended up selling almost 140 tickets, almost 40 more than I made available in the first place. And that was encouraging, definitely, for I think what's going to happen. One thing I want to do, again, I mentioned this before, and a lot of you guys think I've already probably filled this out, but if you haven't already, there is a form that David Michael Frank, my producer and close childhood friend, made for me. And it's basically just a touring form to let me know where you guys are. It is really, really, really important because it will inform me on like where I should actually go. So I'm going to post it in the chat right now. And if you guys are watching and you're interested in seeing me on tour this summer, when I announce all those dates, do me a favor. It only takes a second to fill out. I promise you, it's really quick. It is super, super quick. This is hopefully not private information that I'm not supposed to post. Do me a favor and click on it. It is definitely like, this is gonna be the thing that ultimately decides where I'm playing. So even if you just put in your contact information in the city you're closest to, that is definitely super, super helpful. So yeah, I think the show was great. I had a good time. I'm so appreciative that you guys showed up. And I don't think I'll do another digital show probably till... I had one thought, and you guys actually can tell me what you think here, because a lot of you guys, yeah, exactly. Always triple check the links. A lot of you guys are close to the cities that I would go to. So the vast majority, I think, of you guys probably would come to a show if it was in one of those major cities. But I was thinking of kicking it off with another stream show. Like I was thinking that maybe the tour kickoff show, the like soft launch or something, could be the weekend before, and then I would take off and I'd probably go to Nashville as the first date or something like that in August. That's kind of what I was thinking, something along those lines. I don't know though, if I don't play a digital show, then I probably won't play another digital show till like fall or winter. So we'll see. But maybe I do one more as like the tour soft launch, and then the hard launch is the Nashville show, if that's the first one I play. So I am working on my next cover for Song from the Scene, which I am bringing back. I wanted to bring it back this week, but I think it'll probably be next week. and it is a song that many of you know. I posted a clip of the music video this morning. It is from Rocky IV. It is a song by a handsome man named Robert Tepper. And it's called No Easy Way Out. And it goes... We're not indestructible. Baby, better get that straight. I think it's unbelievable how you give into the hands of fate. Some things are worth fighting for. Some feelings never die. I'm not asking for another chance. I just want to know why. There's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home. There's no easy way out. Giving in can't be wrong. I just want to pacify. I love it. So I think probably that song is that's probably going to be the one that I do for Song from the Scene. I love Rocky IV and I love that song. I even was thinking about like developing that song a little bit more as a live set piece, because I was thinking about like Fallen Angel. I have such a good time when I play that song. I had such a fun time. I talked to my mom today and she was talking about the set and she was like, yeah, you know, she was like, I love a lot of the songs, but she was like, you know, it was oh no, Greg Howell, bro, was bummed and sorry unsubbed when Song from the Scene went away. Don't worry, I'm back. Kids, job, wife. Can't be hardcore like Haskell, but I'll be around. Oh my goodness. Well, good for you. Good for us both. The song, that show is coming back. But I think like she was sort of like, Fallen Angel, you clearly have such a good time. You're smiling and it's just like a silly song that you enjoy. And she was like, if you could find a song like that to play in the set that you wrote, that'd be great. But it got me thinking about No Easy Way Out. If I could come up with a good cover of that song, that might be a nice comp to replace Fallen Angel in the set if I didn't just want to always play the same one. Mike DeWolf here says, love the new song, Ben. Beautifully executed. If you ever need professional graphic design work, hit me up. Would love to help the cause. Thanks, Michael. I'm sure I will. There's a lot of shit that I have to prepare upcoming, and all of the help that I can possibly get is big. Let's see here. I just want to click over and see if we get this boom thing. We got some more donations here that have come in so far. We have Kyle Coppin, my guy, my ride or die here, in my corner. Kyle, call sign the Gray, is the president of the Buy Stocks and Ben Bateman fan club, which is an actual fan club that you can see the header on his Twitter. Just wanted to thank everyone who reached out last week with positive thoughts and prayers for my mom. She is slowly improving each day, thankfully. I love this community so much. Hashtag Team Bateman for life. And that's a very generous $100 donation there. Second one of those tonight. Wow. Kyle, thank you so much. I hope you didn't start to stream late and didn't see that Kelly got the 100 covered. I hope that it was just a general generous thought, which you're known to do. So I'm assuming. But even if not, then I owe the both of you a thank you for the generous donation. So, and of course, like many of you, I reached out to Kyle, and I'm happy to hear that she's doing better, man. I'm happy to hear she's doing better, man. I know that's got to be extremely distressing. I just went through that with my dad. So, thank you so much for the support. As always, my brother, I'll be playing with the playmat, which you got me in about 25 minutes. Trevor Fastier, $20 Streamlabs donation. Big salute to you, Trevor. Thank you for the concert on Saturday, Ben. Excited to go back and rewatch. Love seeing you enter this next phase of your career. Doubt you'll make it to Canada anytime soon, but someday I'll see you play live. You know, man, again, I get that Spotify information, and Canada does seem like a place that actually has a decent number of people that are watching. So maybe, you know, look, I at this point, I'm just excited to go and get out there and be a part of, you know, whatever and wherever I can with this music. Anybody who will have me, anybody who will watch, you know, you gotta, you know, seize the moment. And this is like a moment when I have some momentum. It's hard to get in life. It's really hard to get. So we just got a new patron, guys. We got Donald Vigil. A big salute to you, Donald, for showing up. Thank you so much. You'll be able to watch the show. I posted it for all patrons. It's available to every single patron now at any level. So if you didn't get to catch the show Saturday, or you just want to watch it again, you guys can check it out there. it is available. You know what? One thing that I was thinking might be actually kind of fun, guys, just because I've talked about it a little bit, and just those that are watching, maybe some people, aren't going to go and watch it or can't afford to. I was thinking about maybe sharing for a second the Looping Station intro, actually just playing it on the show, just for a second, because I was really proud of it. I worked really hard on it, and it was a new thing that I tried. I didn't know if it was going to work. And I think because it's a song that, a lot of us have been talking about this last week, it seems like kind of a fun one. So maybe I'll cue it up here. It's only like a minute long. Let's see here. Okay, so I should be able to just do it on here and share the audio. Yes. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it was obviously, it's not anything too complex by any means, because I was just learning how to do it, but it was still something that to do it, I was like, if you blow this live, you like really look like an idiot. And so let's see, share audio. Okay. Should be able to tell me if you guys can hear this. You guys hear it all right? And you got to be perfectly on time as you're setting up the loop. The drum beat, if it's even a millimeter off, Tony, it's the Boss RC1, I think. It's the classic black and red Boss single loop. They have like the RC13 or whatever, which is the gigantic one, but this is just the simple one. So the hope and goal here was that no one watching would know what was going on. I'm a little off on some of that, but yeah, the goal was that I would be playing this, and like anybody watching would sort of be like, "No, this is pretty, but like, what is this kind of a thing?" But then because Sorry for Tonight, you guys, so many of you who listened to it this week, you would know the first chords when you heard it, and that was my dream, right? Is like the first time anybody ever would know one of my songs. So I was like, oh, well, they know it right here? Because as a fan, that's what I would, right? It sounds the way I want it to, though, which is pretty cool that this is how it was recorded. I couldn't figure out how to continue it into the actual song, so. All right. Probably turn it off here when I start singing. This is called Sorry for Tonight. Let's get the story straight. It's gonna be tonight. So anyway, yeah, I was proud that it worked. It's definitely something that I'd always wanted to be able to do, and something I'd always wanted to be able to do. And yeah, I was bummed out too that. So you guys said the chat freaked out. I was like, I was totally like, I would have loved to have seen the chat, but I'm blind and also can't lean forward because of my back. So I like couldn't see it at all. And I was like, man, I hope that worked. But it's good to know. So it means that maybe when I do the tour this summer, it sounds like maybe that's going to be, maybe that's how I intro the song on tour, or I probably could build out something even more complex than that, because that was a pretty simple loop. All right, let's see here. Jump back over here for a second. Got a donation here from Callsign Hans and Franz Bettenhausen. Big salute to you. This donation is just because you did the Sorry for Tonight looping intro. Dan, thank you, my friend. I very much appreciate you doing that. It was very cool that you guys appreciated it. So yeah, what else is going on? I've got a new episode of Great Conversation, a few of them on the horizon, actually, that are booked right now. One of them is with David Michael Frank, my producer, my childhood music best friend, old bandmate. So he just moved to Nashville with Jacqueline Glenn. They just bought a house out there. He's, just a ton of his own music. So I'm going to bring him on and do an interview with him. It'll be really fun to talk to him a little bit about that stuff and reminisce. That should be a really fun one. Alex Kessler, and Josh Lee Kwai, who are two people in the Magic the Gathering community. There are two other people that I'm going to get on the show pretty soon. Chris Larkin, who's an actor, who's the guy I was mentioning that, he and I were going back and forth a bit, which was really cool. He was on a show called The 100 for a long time. He and I were emailing, and he was saying he'd love to come on and do an episode of Great Conversation. So it'd be fun to bring him on, which I'm looking forward to doing. So those are all on the horizon. You guys also know that Jen Sturger is another one who has agreed to do the show. So we've got a good slate of guests. I just need to find some time. It has definitely been a bit of a bear to find time this last little while, but I'll continue to hustle my way into finding some. And then Song from the Scene, No Easy Way Out. That's the one. Definitely looking forward to doing that one. Yeah, what else is going on? So I guess the last stuff to probably talk about is the last thing to probably talk about is the what's it called? The tour. So if it's looking like late July is when we're probably going to do the album. Tour starts in August, 2 weekends per show, or 2 shows per weekend is what I mean to say. And I need to start probably booking them relatively soon. So my guess would be that I probably spend the next 3 weeks, the rest of April, kind of getting this all like set up and figuring out, making sure that I'm going to be on time with everything for the tour. And then I would guess that probably sometime in May, maybe as late as June, like 2 months out. So maybe it's like 6 weeks from now, we announce the tour dates and make tickets for sale and everything like that. And then I'll have to, book all the hotels and buy all the flights and figure out how in the fuck I'm going to actually do this in terms of the physical logistics of the tour. And then, of course, there is this whole back surgery thing, which I guess is probably a good time to get to this. So, back in 2019 in October, I ended up having to have a back surgery. It sucked. It was kind of unbearable pain. I couldn't really walk, couldn't really use my right leg very well. Recovery was pretty quick. It was a simple surgery. You don't want to have to get it more than once. I don't know why I would be getting the exact same problem again so soon, but it does seem like things unfortunately have gone in the negative direction with my back. I experience a lot of pain every day. I'm just used to it. I've had it for a very, very long time. It's just kind of what I started getting back pain, like serious back pain, when I was like 18. So I exist at like a, minimum of like a 3, kind of just in terms of pain level at all times. But I go up and down with it. But when it gets to like the level that it is now, that's the like I sneeze and I like wince, right? It's a lot of pain. It just feels like there's something out of place. So I'm hoping that it's not as bad as it feels, but I know this feeling. I know this nerve pain that's in my back. I'm going in Thursday morning for an MRI. I was able to get one pretty fast, thankfully, and I'll find out what's going on in there. If there is another herniated disc, I'll find out if it's not a disc. If it isn't a disc, maybe it's inflammation in the joints from psoriatic arthritis. Whatever it is, I hope it's neither of those things, and that they're like, oh, we need to figure out what else is going on in there, and it's fixable. Whatever it is, though, it's different than last time because, the point that I'm at right now today, it's different than last time because I can lay down. Previously, when I got really bad last time, I couldn't lay on my back. I had to lay on my my left side only. And it was my left side at like maxed out painkillers was the only position I could lay in without like just dying. And if I lay on my back right now, I'm fine. It's uncomfortable, but I can sleep. There's none of that. So that's a different situation than last time. If it doesn't get any worse before it gets better. And then the second thing is also, I know what happened last time. So even if this is the same exact thing as last time, I know how easy the surgery is. I know that it's covered by insurance. I know that the recovery is quick. I know that I just know more about it. I'm not as scared about it. So I really don't want to have to get another surgery. I really don't. But I also know, based on what I'm about to go and find out, that's a possibility. I know my body pretty well. So that's what's going on as far as my body goes. And then, how that's going to affect the tour and everything, we'll find out. In a perfect world, it's not as drastic. And it turns out that it's something that's a little more fixable and I can actually do something and get this going in the right direction. And that by the time we get to August, 4 months from now, I'm feeling healthy enough to tour. if not, then the tour might have to get postponed slightly. For right now, I'm focusing one day at a time, right? That's all I'm doing. Still planning as though everything's going forward. Still planning as though everything is going to be fine. Just managing my life the way that I know how to, and that's the best I can do. And trying to just, the difference between now and the last time this happened was like, I didn't have this. I didn't have a massive support group of people online that I talked to every week that I could be honest about how I'm feeling. I had action, but I was half of that. I didn't talk about my personal life on Action very often. It was kind of not really the brand, or maybe it was, and I just wasn't ready to do it yet. But whatever it is, I'm pretty comfortable with you guys talking about it and sharing my life story. And you guys are there and very supportive of what I do. So that's kind of what's going on, and that's how I'm feeling with it. I'll keep you guys updated. I'm sure you'll keep hearing about it. In the meantime, I'm still so excited about music. It's making me so happy to do, and there should be a lot of really fun music content. Another thing I'm going to do in the next couple of years, another thing I'm going to do in the next couple of weeks is a live acoustic performance of Sorry for Tonight, like a recorded one, not like a live performance, but like one that I do Song from the Scene, where it's decent audio and it's actually just done here in my place, and I'll put that up on YouTube as a public thing, because I think it'd be fun for you guys to be able to hear the fully acoustic version of that song. So that'll be kind of a next thing. Plus, No Easy Way Out, and then getting ready for Late Night Love Song, which will come out probably in about 3 weeks. I gotta talk to my mother and see if she wants to do some more artwork for it, but if not her, maybe I'll do more of a picture this time. I don't know. Whatever it is, though, guys, this stream is almost over. We're getting there in just a moment. So at 5 minutes left, any last questions or comments, please get them in the chat or in the Streamlabs and super chats, whatever you want. One more time for everybody here. If you guys haven't already filled out this touring form, do me a favor and just fill out your information here in the form, so you guys can let me know what city I should go to when I do this tour, whether it's in August or if it has to get delayed a few months. Whatever it is, the plan right now is that it's going to be August. What that doesn't look like a thing. How am I so bad at life that I just put something in the chat that is just so clearly not a thing? Yeah, that's not a thing. That doesn't look like a link at all. Let's try that again. That's literally just a broken link. That was just part of a URL. Good for me. So seriously doubt Megs has the time to understudy Van Wallace from entertainment technology and organization. Yes. There you go, guys. That's a link that's clickable. That is the touring form. Guys, fill that out. It will let me know where you guys are going. Such a great song. Great job, Ben, says Denny Willett. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I really genuinely do. Let's see here. I think I just want to pop up. And then the last couple things. I have just 2 more things here. So every single patron of Nerds and Suits right now has access to the live show from Saturday. It's available. It's listed on the Patreon. I've already posted it. So if you guys don't want to watch the show, it's like 45 minutes long. It's available to all patrons at every level. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I definitely had a great time doing it. I didn't do a whole lot of editing. It's just kind of straight through. I had to go line up some of the audio from the I recorded with the actual stream video, because the stream video has a couple glitches, so I had to just barely shift it. But it's up now. And then I do this other thing on Wednesdays called the Schmodown Study Session, and I do it at 6:15 Pacific Standard. It's run by the great Megs, an entire group and crew here that writes questions. And I am doing a session this Wednesday, and the next Wednesday is the next of our head-to-head matches. Corey Quinto, who is a diamond level patron. Anybody at the diamond level, the platinum tier can just hang out with us in there, but the diamond level, which is $25 and above, you can submit your name. Once a month, I randomly select a patron. I do a classic 5-round Schmodown match. We just obviously do it in the Patreon, but I've done 5 so far. And other than that ass kicking by Philip, no, I'm kidding. So I'll be doing the 6th one next week against Corey. Should be a lot of fun. He's a ringer. It's going to be a tough one. Corey's real good. So sign up, show up if you guys are already patrons. It should be a really, really fun one this week. And then the last thing that we do here at that same diamond tier is the studio diary, where I, for an hour, hang out with you guys and I show you all the music I'm working on, everything that I'm writing in the middle of working on. There's quite a bit of it now. So I should be doing the next one of those this weekend. All right, guys, I think that's going to wrap us up here for the stream tonight. Thank you guys all so much for showing up. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button on this video. As always, I appreciate you guys being so supportive and making it such a fun night. Welcome to all the brand new patrons. That's awesome. Again, if you want to watch the video, become a patron now. It's available at every tier. And yeah, I think otherwise, guys, I'm going to let you go. Let's all cross our fingers that I don't have to have back surgery. Cross our fingers. No more back surgery on the fucking horizon. That would be really, really, really awesome. Last one here. Marie Zambino. Love this song. Listen on repeat like every day. Take care of yourself. Be well. We'll wait for you to tour nearby. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I'll fucking tour in a wheelchair if I have to. I'm going to do this thing. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. All right, guys. Love y'all. See you soon. Have a great week. We'll talk soon.